So how do you feel about the start of the season so far for you guys?
Yeah, I think disappointed to be 1-3. But with the young team, new staff, I think that we have made improvements. I think it's a team that could get a lot better as the year goes on. We've got a ton of young players, but we need to win some games so we can stay relevant, stay in the mix, and gradually improve as the year goes on.
And this is your third coaching regime playing for Atlanta. How is Smith different from the previous two regimes when it comes to in-season game planning, and what gives you optimism about this team?
Well, every coach has their own, personality and routine. And so the week is definitely different. For me, it's unique because it's the first time I've played for an offensive head coach. Both Mike Smith and Dan Quinn before were defensive minded coaches. And so I spent a lot more time, with Art Smith during the week than I did the other two coaches. In terms of game planning. So that part has been, good. But my reason for optimism is I think we got good people in the building. I think we've got good players. They're young, they're hungry, they work hard. And same with our coaching staff. I think it's a staff that works really hard to try and put us in position to be successful as players.
Easy to look at the upcoming schedule and you see the Dolphins, the Jets, and then you guys also have a bye week in the next 3 weeks. How are you approaching these few weeks?
One at a time. I think if you look too far into the future, sometimes, you lose sight on what's important, what's right in front of you. And so, I try and, hammer that home with some of our young players too, to just, stay in their lane, stay, 1 week at a time, one opponent at a time. We've got a big trip to London. We play the Jets in London this week. And so let's just keep our focus right on that.
Whether it's a blown lead or something crazy that happens on the field, it feels like fans on Twitter want to say that the franchise is cursed. But I'm curious for you, and I want to hear it from you. How do you think this team can break the cycle of, here we go again? And is that just more of like trolls on the internet?
Yeah, I mean, isn't everything just trolls on the internet? Most of those things. But yeah, a lot of the guys. It goes back to Super Bowl, right? Most of the guys weren't here. And so, there's 4 guys from that team that are left. So that narrative to me, it's different for every team. For us to break that, we've got to win 1 game. That's all we got to worry about is, finishing off a game against the New York Jets. And then, doing it again. But, just focusing on doing it one time. And that's how you break cycles like that.
A lot of people thought that Kyle Pitts would set the league on fire, and I know he's had a relatively quiet start so far, but how do you feel like he's come along, and is there a breakout performance on the horizon, you think?
Well, I think he's done a nice job for us. I think it's a hard transition into this league at any position, but particularly tight end. You're involved in the run game. You're involved in the pass game and pass protection. You're just asked to do a lot of different things, and that part can be difficult. But from a player standpoint, as a teammate, he's been great. He's worked really hard, made some plays for us in the passing game, done a nice job in the run game. And I really think he's going to continue to get better every week, and he's going to be a great player in this league for a long time.
It feels like quarterbacks are being protected now more than ever, which makes sense for the league. But do you feel like you're personally more protected now than when you started?
Absolutely. I do. I think the rule changes have been good. And I think, there's a lot of talk about why guys are playing longer. And, I think the changes have helped, and I think guys train better and take, care of themselves really well. But I also think, protecting that position has made a difference.
Yeah. You mentioned being able to play longer. I'm curious how much longer you think you can play.
As long as I feel good, I feel like my body feels good. I feel like I'm playing well. I don't really put a number on it. I just want to continue to be productive, but my body feels great. And, hopefully I can keep playing for a long time.
Okay, so before we let you go, Matt, we want to play a little game, of course, with you. So it's going to be called Finish the Sentence.
Okay.
Super easy. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So first one, the Atlanta Falcons turned their season around and made the playoffs because
we won in London.
Hey, all right, okay. Blank will be the toughest test for the Falcons in the NFC South.
Ooh. I mean, We'll say the Bucks. They're the defending champs.
Okay, good to go. Okay, so Coradelle Patterson has become a revelation in this Falcons team because
he's a beast. That's it. There's nothing else needs to be said.
All right, last one we have for you. When Matt Ryan retires in 2030-ish, he will then become a
2030-ish. That seems like a far away. Maybe a youth coach for my boys, something like that.
Youth coach. Okay, so no TV broadcaster. You're not doing
We'll
anything.
see. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what's next.
Voice of a new washing machine. Is that right?
Yeah. I never expected that to be the case, but I was lucky enough to team up with Tide this past off season in their cold water washing campaign. And part of it was to be the voice of a washing machine. So some lucky people that have switched to cold water washing with Tide were in the sweepstakes to win the washer. But they partnered with the NFL, and the entire NFL has switched to cold water washing, which we do a ton of laundry. You know, our organization does a ton of laundry. And so for them to make that commitment as a league to switch over and, you know, it's just a drastic amount of emissions that's reduced by switching over and money saved. So it's really a no-brainer for people out there. Good for the environment and it saves you money. Easy to do. Go out there and switch to cold water.
Hey sports fans, if you want to watch more sports seriously, be sure to check out these clips right here. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all the great content from us here at USA Today Sports.